Personal audio log of Dr. Jane Price. The Perfectionist Project. April 22nd, 2009. I have been reassigned to a project that is apparently entirely confidential, secret from even the US government at this point. All funding and location comes anonymously, and I have been sent to the backwoods of Maine to conduct my research. I've been sent here with only one other scientist to accompany me. A man, Dr. Friedrich Slender. We've been dropped off in a very secluded area. As far as I can tell, we're enclosed in a fenced-off area of forest to work in. There are bathrooms in the center, as well as a few other landmarks. Some rusty old tankers across from the bathrooms, a large silo, a cement tunnel that leads nowhere, and a brick wall formed into the shape of a cross. I'm not sure who built these things, but the bathrooms seem to work, and we've been given 2 trucks to get around in, as well as a trailer to live in. April 25th, 2009. Dr. Slender is a kind man, albeit a bit odd. He's very quiet, and it's hard to get him to work with me at times. We've currently set up our research station inside one of the old locker rooms and the bathrooms. They're quite nice and surprisingly brightly lit. Our funding must be better than I thought. Our experiments are moving along slowly. We are currently working on the serum for temporary identity concealment. Ideally, 1 injection of the serum would render your facial features completely smooth and unidentifiable for a short period of time. This type of disguise would be perfect for agents working undercover or in high-risk operations. We've been testing the serum on the local plant life to see if it has any effect on smoothing out the bark. The effect is minimal, but hopefully progress will be made. We're calling it the SP serum for Slender and Price. April 31st, 2009. We may have made a breakthrough in the serum. After stripping the branches from almost an entire section of the forest, we have injected the updated serum into the newly stripped branches, and the bark went entirely smooth. Dr. Slender says we are almost ready to start animal testing to gauge more accurate reactions to the serum. May 2nd, 2009. Dr. Slender managed to catch a small squirrel in a trap today. Our donators do not condone animal testing, though they deem it necessary, and leave it up to us to find test subjects. We injected it with the serum, and the effect was not only instantaneous, but like nothing I've ever seen before. The squirrel grew expressionless, then it was almost as if the rodent's face grew flat and then elongated, barely rounded at all. Its beady eyes sat facing forward like a human's, its nose mere slits on the eerie-looking face. It stayed this way for only a short period of time. During that time, the squirrel did not fight, fidget, or scuttle around, as is the usual behavior of squirrels. It merely sat in our makeshift cage and looked at us, almost as if it were gauging how long we would last against it in a fight. After the squirrel's original features returned, its behavior was listless, tired. It died an hour later. May 15th, 2009. After days of experimenting, failure, and recalculation of the serum, we may have another breakthrough. Our subjects are no longer dying immediately, and our last subject, a jackrabbit, didn't die at all. While its behavior is still unnatural and its face has not returned to normal, this is a sign of hope to both me and Dr. Slender. Dr. Slender has gotten progressively more friendly over these past few weeks. He is consistently positive, even after failed experiments, and if I didn't know better, I would say he was almost flirting with me at times. That, of course, is ridiculous. We may bunk in the same room, but our relationship is entirely professional. Our main focus has to be this project. May 17th. 2009. The rabbit's face has now returned to its normal state. The effects of the serum are becoming increasingly potent. However, the rabbit is beginning to exhibit extremely hostile behavior. We've been feeding and treating it normally, so this behavior must be a side effect of the serum. It bites and claws at the walls of its cage, and it glares at us through the mesh wiring. If this behavior continues, we may have no choice but to terminate it. It appears to have developed some kind of venom, and we cannot risk being bitten. May 18th, 2009. The rabbit is dead. Its face is contorted somewhere between its normal state and the SP serum state. We buried it under the large oak tree with the rest of the failed experiments. The tree is beginning to die. July 16th, 2009. I haven't done a log in months. There hasn't been anything to say. Our experiments are failures. All our mammalian test subjects have had negative reactions to the SP serum, and they die horribly disfigured, gnawing on the bars of their cages if they have mouths. We've tried everything, even rewritten the chemical base of the serum. Nothing works. Even the smallest amount of dosage leaves the subject flat-faced and completely feral. In cases of extremely high-dose subjects, we've noted growth of unnatural appendages. Dr. Slender has become obsessed. I can barely tear him away from his work for meals, and I alone have become responsible for finding animals to run tests on. The woods are bare wildlife. The fence does an excellent job of keeping them out of our facility, and it's impenetrable. Too tall to climb over with a barbed top to discourage trying. The only way out is a disguised gate that even I have trouble finding sometimes. We've discovered that the occasional venom secretion from the test subjects with large teeth is deadly poisonous. The tree we've buried all the expended subjects underneath has died completely, and it's beginning to reach towards the nearby trees as well. I fear before long all the trees in the compound may die. July 23rd, 2009. I saw something strange. I left Dr. Slender alone in the locker with an expended test subject to use the restroom, and when I returned, I could hear him talking to the test subject. He was muttering about how it was okay, I know you're not a failure, I forgive you, I'll keep trying. I don't know what's going on with him, but he's becoming increasingly unstable lately. He's completely immersed in our work, and I think it's finally starting to get to him. August 1st, 2009. Our anonymous donators have been threatening to pull funding entirely. Though they've mainly left us to our research, they do send the occasional representative for progress reports, and apparently they were not satisfied with our progress in the last one they received. An official showed up today to explain what was happening and collect all of our current research. We dressed in our finest clothes to greet him in an attempt to show our professionalism and perhaps dissuade him, but he said it was a dead-end project, and the donators couldn't afford to waste funds on us anymore. Dr. Slender was belligerent. He wouldn't accept that they were shutting us down and managed to secure some of his notes and 2 vials of serum before they took away most of our supplies. I don't know what he thinks he's going to accomplish with it. They left afterwards, saying we had 2 weeks to pack our personal items and be gone. They would be back to pick us up then. August 2nd, 2009. I found Dr. Slender this morning as I was packing my things. The man has actually injected himself with both vials of SP serum. He was passed out in the back of the old broken truck. The serum has put him in a stupor, and it's beginning to take effect. His features are flattening out, and he's grown almost a full 6 inches to his already impressive 6'3". I dragged him as best I could to the lockers. Until I find means of contacting our donators, there's not much I can do for him. August 3rd, 2009. I found the note he left me. Jane, I have to do this. It's the only way to prove to them that the project wasn't a failure. Please, don't give up on me. Stay and continue our research. I know I may die as the other test subjects did, but if you do this, if we do this, we could change the world. Please. Friedrich. It's not as if I can say no now. I don't possess the strength to drag his enormous body into the working truck, and they took all our means of communication along with our tools yesterday. So, I'll do as he asked and take notes. Forgive me. Slender took an unprecedented dose of SP serum, and it has taken remarkable effect on his body. The serum is having a more natural effect on him than it did to the animals, deforming him, but in a more predictable way. It smoothed his features into an unreadable, unidentifiable mask. He's grown a full foot taller, putting him currently at 7 foot 3 inches. His arms and legs have compensated for the growth as well, elongating. Currently, I have noticed 2 knobs on both his lower scapulae, probably the beginning growth of 2 new appendages. April 4th, 2009. Slender has grown another 3 inches, but it seems to be slowing down. He's becoming incredibly thin, though if this is a side effect of the serum or from malnourishment, I'm not sure. He refuses to take food or drink in his unconscious state. The knobs on his back have grown longer and thicker, about 4 inches long and 1 inch in diameter. They're noticeably growing, about 1 centimeter every hour. He has developed 2 new malformations similar to these on his back, just above his kidneys. August 6th, 2009. All the malformations on his back are now comparable to children's arms. Long and skinny, they also seem to be developing finger-like extremities on the ends, but without palms. Slender is incredibly thin now, but it seems as if he hasn't lost any weight at all. I've tried to move him numerous times to the truck, but it's impossible. He's still breathing, but it's labored. His eyes and mouth are fusing shut. Skin is growing over his orifices and closing them up, making him almost entirely faceless. Once it closes over his nose, I don't know what will happen. This did not happen with our other test subjects, perhaps because they died too quickly. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do to help him but fulfill his last wishes. August 8th, 2009. His face is completely encased in skin now. It's smooth, as if he never had a mouth or eyes. The look is unsettling, but the most alarming fact is that his heart is still beating. He cannot breathe, I'm certain of it. His mouth and nose cannot access oxygen, and his chest hasn't moved as if receiving air intake for several hours. However, his heart beats on. I know this not only because I can feel his pulse, but because his heartbeat is audible. I can hear it. Because of the lack of oxygen in his bloodstream, his skin has become a ghostly pale white. It's a stark contrast to the black suit he's wearing, still worn from greeting our donators. I've ripped holes in the back to allow his new arms to grow through. 4 in total. They're now as long and thick as his 2 original arms. I don't know what life he'll have if he ever does regain consciousness. A no-faced, 6-armed, 7.5-foot tall man. He'll be a science experiment for the rest of his life. Though, I guess that's what he wanted when he did this to himself. August 9th, 2009. All growth seems to have stopped. It appears the serum has taken full effect and has no intention of reversing itself as it did on some of the other test subjects. Slender still isn't breathing, though his heart continues to audibly beat. I'm not sure what to do from here, and it appears he won't regain consciousness very soon. Wait. He's moving. Dr. Slender? Can you hear me? Are you alright? How do you feel? Dr. Slender? Wait. No. What are you doing? Slender! Stop! No! August 10th, 2009. I don't know what he's become, but he's stalking me. I can't get the truck to work and I'm locked in the compound. I've been running from him, but it's impossible to get away. The compound has been sealed somehow. I can't get out. I can't get away. I don't know what to do. And I know when he's coming because I can hear him. I can hear his heart beating. Help me. Help me. August 10th, 2009. I have to warn everyone. I have to warn them to stay away. He watches with no eyes. He can't run. No, 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 no. He's coming. Oh, please, no. Someone help me. No.